The maniacal cultists are quelled for a time, but there can be no celebration. Your progress is measured only in progressive realization and dawning horror. You are in the shadow of the end.
Indeed. Belly of the Beast, the lengthiest of all dungeons. By far. You have 4 campfires to make. But with over 30 rooms and twice as many fights in it, some of which you will have to repeat multiple times, those 4 campfires will run incredibly quickly. You will eventually give in to the onslaught of the enemies. I still have hopes, however, friends. Hopes high enough that I will take 4 heroes that we have never before taken to the Darkest Dungeon. That is 12 unique heroes now that we are using. 4 heroes which none of whom can heal. Let us take Maxim alone, as this is a main pillar of one of the strategies to fighting this. Hoping to fight this. Let's take the Jester, whom I hate, but I think he might become useful. In the end, he might also be the one who stops the enemies from advancing on us as we flee. Let us take my very favorite hero in the Abomination. And let us take one of the Hellions, because a melee occultist is a bad idea. Probably Udra with quick reflexes and evasive. The lack of healer will be absolutely dreadful. So let's make sure we have the necessary skills to compensate for that. A simple bandage to compensate for the lack of a dedicated HP restoring machine. A ridiculous notion, I know. Apparently we also need to take a look into the skill set. I'll discuss the Plague Doctor last, so I will not do anything with her right now. The thing to note in our little adventure is the necessity of the Plague Doctor having over 16 speed, having 140 accuracy against Eldritch or Beasts, and having, most importantly, 172% stun chance or higher. With a Berserk Charm, her speed isn't high enough, and with a Berserk Charm plus Blasphemous Vial, while the stun chance is brought to 179%, we are still lacking 2 speed and 4 accuracy despite having Eldritch Slayer Ring. Eldritch Slayer Quake. Normally you can do it with Blasphemous plus Ancestral or plus even Focus Ring, Sun, Moon, whatever. And buffing yourself with Emboldening Vapors requires you only to have a speed of 9 to be able to do what we require to do. With a Jester it's slightly different, because Jester has plus 10 accuracy, plus 5 speed buff. It's not the best, but you can use it. And since my confidence is so high, we will also use Moon Rings, and do it in pitch blackness. I'll give you a crescendo box so that your speed is that of a 10, even though maybe Dismas's Head is a better idea. I think it might be, and so we will do it that way. The extra 10% damage might just be better. Once again, take a close peek if everything is correct, because once we go in, there is no returning. Actually, you are strictly better, honestly. Everything is Eldritch in there. Exhausting dungeon length. You will be hit by multiple attacks which debuff you with absolutely terrifying debuffs. Your food will run out faster than you anticipated, faster than you hope it would.
The interminable stone holds are but an antechamber. The creature is vast beyond measure, and must be battled from within. Step over the threshold, and let the terrible truth worm its way into your mind.
This is by far the best loading screen and location entrance in the entire game.
The Gateless Gate. A maddening aperture to realms beyond human understanding.
We need some better music than that of the base game. For now, beneath the hunter's moon, they are unleashing all but soon. Bright blue lighting fire up in room, their legions are ready to bring your doom. Those corridors twist and turn endlessly, squirm like the flesh that surrounds you. They eat one another's tails like snakes forever. You will not leave those holes unscathed once you've entered. You will have to leave someone behind dead, and it is only up to you to decide. When will you lose your hope? When will you accept that this is all beyond you? That you cannot hope to defeat this massive abomination? Multiple new monsters are introduced in this dungeon, most of which will freeze the blood in your veins as they resist, both of them, an 81% bleed. Any damage that we take will matter. Any damage that we take is going to remain there, because we cannot hope to heal. We have no way of doing so.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Those 4 puny firewoods are everything that keeps us alive in here. Hope has abandoned these lands, and for a good reason.
Obliterated. Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
As the Speed 9 Hound beats the Speed 14 fucking
Remind
Plague
yourself
Doctor.
that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Narrator, you've never been more wrong. Firewood number 1.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
No damage yet. But we are the flame.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
And even though you will be wandering these corridors over and over and over for an eternity, there were too many syllables in that last ominous sentence. Know that there is method to that madness. And know that with enough preparation, bitch boy Mammoth Cyst and his little buddy, fuck you Stalk, are but a nuisance and a minor obstacle on your way to effortlessly crashing the living shit out of this. So here's the thing. This fight happens all over the dungeon, everywhere. There is 10, 15, 20, a million of them. And the boss deals a lot of damage. He blights you, he debuffs you, he attacks multiple targets per move, and he has two moves per round. He will whittle you down, and you cannot out-heal the damage. Furthermore, the ad is going to be resummoned whenever you kill it instantly. The tempo won't even be slowed down. More importantly, the 8 speed, 40 dodge, 73% stun resistance ad has an ability that will, without mischance and without failure chance, teleport you to one of the ends of the dungeon for you to try to return back to where you were, over and over and over. There are 3 problems, however, to those Boyo's plan. Problem number 1. The boss only has 160 HP. Problem number 2. We have a Plague Doctor completely and utterly prepared for white cell stalks, anything and everything. Problem number 3. He never uses teleportation on round 1. Let us begin. If I didn't have a Jester, I would need to begin with Emboldening Vapors. I do have a Jester, so we can do Plague Grenade-a-roo. Now, he will take 6 damage, then he will be stunned, down to 12 HP, then he will be blighted again on turn 3, dies on turn 3, is resummoned on turn 4, can only use teleport on turn 5. We have 5 turns, worst case scenario, to kill the boss. If I took actual DPS and, tried a bit harder than we are right now, the boss would always die in 2, but I still believe we can do it. 2 turns? Let's try it. 15, 27, please roll high. You have 21% chance to crit. Well, if you crit on that, it would have been ridiculous. Never uses the teleport on round 1. This place is not the teleport. The actual skill is called teleport. There are different methods of approaching it. Ours is, I'm afraid, the best.
Devastating blow.
You better make your attacks work, though. You better make them worth a lot. Respectable damage. But I'm sorry, there is no chance of failing my attack. 0. Nada, null, zilch.
A powerful blow.
I also cannot lose initiative. It is absolutely impossible for us to lose initiative. Understand this as you die.
Does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Ever pathetic, ever fool. A bit of healing.
Eradicated.
Indeed.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
I'm sorry. Did you say stop?
Precision and power. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Hey doggy, fetch. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Destroying the corpse was all that was required, because he can only do violent hack from the first round, which does 4 damage? Less? I don't know, it's not a lot. Did you expect Sandy Claus?
Decimated. This expedition at least promises success.
We require nothing else, I'm afraid, from this rest. But I guess we need to use more. So let's use more.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Sure thing, Broseph.
The darkness holds much worse than mere trickery and boogeymen.
The complete and absolute maze of this place boils down to right, down, down. That's the center of the map. Before we, however, effortlessly destroy the living shit out of the boss and rest once more afterwards, drinking through the skill of Revel, we have one special friend to attend to us, one that we know quite well. An old acquaintance, you could say. Slightly later, I guess. Templaroni! Templaricious! He has 1 move per turn only. He doesn't have Revelation, but he has 46 dodge, which is the absolute highest in the game, I believe. Maybe the last boss has higher at one point. Who knows? Anyway. Yep, that's the dodge. Can I please win the initiative? Since I have so much more speed, then that doesn't matter, does it? He apparently has the skill Torment and maybe something else. Who the fuck knows what?
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Enough with the ominous music. Let's bring what the boss truly deserves as a soundtrack. You're not good for nothing. Don't let him tell you so. Your life has a purpose, and I think you ought to know.
Shit
The ground
makes the
quakes.
flowers grow.
How did speed 3?
Makes the flowers grow.
Speed 3. Winning against 12.
I wonder why you're here.
Who the fuck knows, really?
Shit makes the flowers grow. I'm a dainty little flower, alone in the snow. You've got shit makes the flowers grow. I wondered why you're here, but now I know. Shit makes the flowers grow.
Do 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 do.
Destroyed.
You nourish my body,
These nightmarish creatures can
and
be
the sun
felt. They
warms my
can be beaten.
bones. But I know karate. I studied it for 8 years. Shit makes the flowers
As the
grow.
light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
Oh shit
Purpose is made clear.
makes the flowers grow. Oh shit makes the flowers grow.
Any questions? I'll see you next time.